I value my health. We're visiting the Chaplain again. These are our drones, 93 RD Brigade Kolodny Yar. And there hasn't been a video with the Chaplain for a long time, almost 2 to 3 months. So, in our segment, Stories from the Chaplain continues. And it is the Chaplain who will tell a few stories about what happened during these 2 months in the combat zone. So, let's go!
We were at the position, well, we go to the position, of course, from time to time. And there were cases when first-person view drones fly under the road, under the tree line, and look for our positions accordingly. And the generator gives off heat. Everything that warmed up during the day also gives off heat. And our entrance was a bit camouflaged, actually quite well camouflaged, so they couldn't find us. Well, we couldn't find where the generator was working, and not far from the generator, Capella. As for our livestock, maybe not ours. Well, that's just how it happened. Yeah, we ended up with 6 canisters of gasoline because we took our position, and so that we had a reserve. So we had a reserve at our position. And one day we were just flying around when another first-person view drone came at us. Once, twice, then a third time. It hit the antenna. The first-person view drone knocked out our antennas. Well, we thought it was over. Then suddenly, boom, what the hell happened? Sasha says, look outside, there's a fire. I ask, seriously, what do you mean? He says, the first-person view drone crashed into the gasoline and the generator. I say, damn. We drop everything. Damn it. I run out, grab the generator, grab the cable, damn it. Sasha grabs it, says, we need to put this out. I say, put it out. We grab the fire extinguisher. Imagine, 6 cans of gasoline by the tree, and he's just holding a fire extinguisher. When it blew up, it went higher than the tree. I told Sasha to put it out. He says, no, the fire extinguisher is finished, damn it. Well, in short, we saved it with the generators. The gasoline burned out, but the generator still had enough gas, so it was enough for us to make it through the night. In the morning, we got more supplies. No, actually, we didn't get more supplies. We went to a neighboring position, borrowed some gas from them, and waited out half a day to calm down, and then we continued working. And just recently, well, it's getting colder, but in the dugout, it's a bit warmer than outside. Of course, our little brothers come crawling to us, mice and rats. So I'm hanging out at the position, sitting at our table with the television remote, cables, and the television. And I'm just lying there. I can't do anything. A mouse runs onto the table, looks at me, sees that I'm busy. I can't yell because I need to keep an eye on Serhi and look around. She ran to the control panel, glanced at the television, looked around, and ran off again. Well, that's how Mishemi and I live. Misha, our little brothers, and then somehow... Didn't we fly? Was it raining or something? As far as I remember, I came. Because we were so happy the cat came in, there were no mice, so we fed the cat. She will keep coming to us. We will be very happy to see her, because if there is a cat, there won't be any of those. There are creatures that bother us a little because they eat our food. And when there are animals in the dugout, that's good. It's a good sign. Because I was once at the opposition, I can tell this story. Maybe I shouldn't, I don't remember. We were at the position, and we lived in the basement. It was Klishchivka. We were in the basement. Pozaita was there with us. And there was a little dog living with us. And we also took turns on duty outside there. We watched to ensure the enemy didn't advance. Now, others were there too. They were resting, having tea and coffee. One comrade stood by the wall, and our little dog, who had only 3 legs, was there. She had a 4th leg, but it was broken. He stood by the wall. And the dog... Someone said that dogs and cats can really sense the incoming enemy shells in advance. And the dog just dashed into another room. He followed her instantly, driven by that feeling. And on the other side of that wall, there was a direct hit. We all survived. 1 leg was broken, and I had bruises all over my body. Basically, we all survived. I think if there's an animal in the dugout, like a cat or a dog, it's really good. Because they can sense when a shell is coming really well. So in a way, they protect us. Just like our brothers in arms. So when a cat came into our dugout, I said, we're going to be fine. When we were stationed elsewhere, we often saw enemy drones flying in pairs, one after another. They flew as before, both fighter jets and planes, in pairs. Now their tactics differ slightly. Now they fly at low altitude, coming in for landing, and just watch everything that's going on. It can come alone. One arrived, and as I understand, the enemy will just watch if we act. Maybe there was a drone hovering and they were waiting for us to run out. We know for sure that we can't run out, because if something comes in and we go out, they'll spot us right away and just take us out. So it's better to wait it out. The enemy, just like us, we improve and they improve too. We neutralize them, they neutralize us. That's why our first and the main task, the goal, well, actually the task is to hide so well that the enemy can't find you. So even your own people can't find you. To hide or camouflage yourself to be less visible. We once had a position like that. We were also near Klishchivka, and our position couldn't be seen from above, from the side, or from below at all. There's a saying, from above it looks like you can't see anything from below. So there was such a position, we would fly in there like into a tunnel, just like that. We didn't have a vertical takeoff, we didn't have a landing. We'd fly in like this, then fly out the same way. That spot was bad since we were at the corner of the road under the tree line, but it was okay. We managed. The dugout was pretty flimsy, but we worked. Now we've gotten a bit, let's say, lazy. Now we even build dugouts tall enough for our height, so at least inside you can stand up straight and stretch your back, because walking hunched over all day long, well, that's not a great feeling. Winter's coming, so we're insulating as much as possible. We try not to give away our position. We try to stay hidden and protected. The more volunteer camouflage nets we get, or let's say fishing nets, the more we cover our positions with them to protect our lives and to spot the enemy better. And our guys are great, flying drones and disabling it. I had a comrade. Just recently, about 2 weeks ago, there was an assault in Pidariv, and before that he used to drive a BMP. He says assaults and BMPs aren't relevant during the war now. I asked why. I said the enemy was coming, 6 tanks were moving. The assault lasted 15 minutes. We destroyed everything. He says right now going out in vehicles with troops is just suicide. That evening, after the daytime events, our positions were shelled. 4 men. Our colleagues from another position did well. It was their member. They flew and found them. The assault on Pidariv lasted 5 minutes. So our task is to detect in time the approach to our guys, to our positions in Pidarivny. If we detect them in time, the assault will last a maximum of 4 minutes. Because that's exactly how long it takes, for example, to bait in first-person view with an interesting carrot, some kind of shell, to fly out and hit the target. That's all. Our task is simply to watch, to observe so that we don't miss a single living soul in the form of a Pidar trying to advance on our position. That's our task. That's how it's set up. And now, as the war has progressed, there aren't assaults like there used to be. Oh, an assault, 20 or 30 men, that's just sending people to their deaths. Now, in our situation, drones decide almost everything in the air. That is, to detect in time. And our guys, eagles, we need to hit the target. For them, I think it's as easy as pie. Our bombers are working well too. Oh my God. He says, I see the target but no orders. They just go out and destroy lives. And also great thanks to our artillery, which fires accurately. Just accurately, like during training you might overshoot or undershoot somewhere. The spotter fires. We used to shoot at different positions, sometimes falling short or overshooting. He says, we've exchanged fire, but when the enemy comes, well, that's what amazes me. When the enemy comes, the shell lands exactly where it needs to. That's why we're very grateful to our artillery as well.
Yes, I want to add something. your aerial reconnaissance. You mentioned that there were assaults in the country. So I want to say that our aerial reconnaissance detects the enemy even at the stage of gathering. 15 or 12 miles to the line where...
Berezitnanya.
Yes, the line of Zitnenia. There, where you see in red, where it's enemy territory, where they are in control. So from the border, about 15, 12 miles away, the guys can see that they're already making a fuss there, gathering. And when the convoy is already moving, it doesn't reach this line of contact. They're taken out right there. This is only thanks to the pilots of aerial reconnaissance who detect it in time and report it to headquarters. And then the artillery, high mobility artillery, rocket system and aviation get to work. And everything is working very well right now in our direction. In the area...
Yablunivka.
In the area of Yablunivka, this is the responsibility zone of the 93 RD Brigade. And there we just grind the enemy down. We wear them down and they've already suffered heavy equipment losses. I'm not even talking about manpower. They lose up to 30 people a day. That's killed in action. We don't even count the wounded anymore. Thank you so much for your work. You're doing great. We see your work at different stages. And thanks to your work, we are able to accurately target the enemy. So let's keep defending our country, and we will definitely win, because we are invincible. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the armed forces. And Putin?
Asshole.